Good morning and very welcome to this special edition of this program. We are coming to you live from Enana here at Mondekaro Guest House, whereby we are waiting for the governor to deliver her State of the Region address, and I'll be your host. My name is Panduleni Nepembe. Today, the governor of Ohangwena, Honorable Kadiva Hamutumwa, is expected to deliver her State of the Region address, a report whereby she will talk about the planned activities and all activities that have been taking place since 2025, as mandated by the by the Constitution of the Republic of Namibia. And to talk about this, now I am joined by Dr. Shikulo, Lucas Shikulo, who is the head of NAST here in Ohangwena region. And NAST is a satellite campus here in Enana, and Dr. Shikulo is ahead there. Dr. Shikulo, good morning and welcome to the program.
Good morning, Mr. Nepembe, and good morning to the listeners and viewers.
Yes, Dr. Shikulo, today we are expecting the regional governor to deliver a state of the region address, even though just to inform our viewer that we are a bit delayed as the speech was supposed to start already at 10, but we will be starting in a few minutes' time. Just stay with us. But before that, we were talking to Dr. Shikulo on the state of education, more especially at NAST. Can you talk to us about education at NAST and education development? Are we fine?
Yeah, thank you so much. Namibia University of Science and Technology is a technology kind of a university known for knowledge creation, innovation, and entrepreneurship among others, with a mission to be engaged and respond to the community needs, and that we do through education, applied research, and of course innovation. We are operating in Ohangwena, specifically in Ohangwena, and of course serving students from across the country. And we offer different programs, and of course we also have multiple projects running, and of course cooperating and collaborating with our stakeholders, and that is to ensure that our mandate is carried out in the region. And so far as education is concerned, in general, I think Ohangwena is a recipient of educational services from other stakeholders.
Yes, NAST being the first institution of higher learning setting up here in Ohangwena region. What can you say the students are picking up, and what courses are you offering?
Yeah, we have over 20 degree programs, but of course, before perhaps I respond to that question, you are right by saying, of course, we are first to set up a university here in 2022. Ohangwena region, with a population now of over 330 plus people in the region. And of course, in terms of population, I can say we are populous. And with that number, we never had universities, or besides the vocational training center. Of course, we got that opportunity, and it's a privilege for the public institution to establish itself here. We started then enrolling and registering students from across the country, and we have most programs from our humanity, education, commerce. Of course, we are offering some TVET programs, and accounting, in business, and of course some honors programs as well. Yeah, there are quite a number of programs that we are offering, and we are doing well, with engagement, of course, creating awareness and all that.
In terms of research, is NAST doing what's supposed to be done here in the Ohangwena region? Are you getting off the ground?
Yes, as a responsive university, and of course we create knowledge through applied research. We carry out a number of research and community projects. Our participation is sound. We educate, we create awareness, and we do training through public lectures, and of course through research that we are currently also carrying out, and some collaboration with stakeholders from outside, where we involve also stakeholders from the region. I must say, of course, I think there's more to be done, but we are on the right track.
Dr. Shikulo, as we are expecting the governor to deliver a SORA or State of the Region address, what are some of your expectations from the governor?
Just like the rest of the country, that's Namibia now, with high unemployment and with the 8th administration, of course, there are priority areas. And today is now that time of the year that, of course, our leaders, through the governor's office, are to account. Of course, tell the nation what they have achieved, where we are, probably, our challenges and how best we can, together as a team, tackle them. We expect the governor perhaps to talk to realities surrounding agriculture, health, of course, something that talks also to youth unemployment, that is maybe in the sport aspect, and some community projects that, of course, benefit the youth and all that. There are some obvious activities that or projects that the government has implemented. So we want to see and hear how the region is faring, how the region is doing. In terms of agriculture, how many projects are established, what are the challenges, how can we do better? Yeah.
Dr. Shkulo, we have a population of more than 300,000 and about 100,000 or more than 100,000 are school-going children. How is NAST contributing to this, and what can you tell them to?
NAST is a university, but of course it's part of the Ministry of Education. The basic education that caters for the age category that you just mentioned, of course, is a stakeholder, because we are both, that is now tertiary and basic public good, that's education. So we go out to different schools, create awareness, of course, talk about career fairs, the importance of education, which primarily is transformation. We try to change the dynamics so that as people go to school, they have a purpose and the reason for going to school, not just to be literate, but at the end of their schooling careers, whether they opt to go to university or TVET or decide maybe to join the industry, then at least, they must have been transformed through the system.
Do you think there's a gap between those learners? As you're saying, Ohangwena is more popular with rural communities than urban. Is there a gap between students who are coming from rural villages and those that are in urban, or what can the government maybe do in this, if there is any?
I wouldn't really say there's a gap, but there is. The reason why I'm saying I wouldn't, it is because, when it comes to performance in this country, the best performing regions.
Dr. Shkulo, we have to end it here as the governor is about to take up the podium for the State of the Region address. Back to you in the hall.
All right.
Council meeting for the state of regional address by the Honorable Governor. Our agenda, it reads as follows. We will have opening and welcoming remark by the chairperson. And number 2, we are going to have the adoption of the agenda from the honorable members. Number 3, application of the leave absent by the members, if there is. And number 4, we are going to have collection and confirmation of the minute of the previous meeting. And number 5, matter listing from the previous meeting, if there is. Number 6, interview with deputation or a person summoned or requested to attend the meeting. Number 7, official announcement, statement, and the communication, where we have 7.1, State of Regional Address, abbreviated SORA 2026. Number 8, petition. Number 9, motion of the members. Number 10, answer to the question of the member in which notes have been given. Number 11, report to the advisory committees and that chief regional office. Number 12, draft and regulation tariffs. Number 13, correspondence. Number 14, matter of confidential nature. Number 15, date of next special council meeting. Number 16, closure. Yes, honorable members, can we move for the adoption of the agenda? Yes, honorable Ango.
Honorable Chairperson, Honorable Governor, honorable members, I State of the Region Address SORA 2026.
Yes, thank you very much, Honorable Ohangwena. Move for the adoption of agenda with one item, State of Regional Address. Yes, any secondment from the honorable members? Honorable Nengwanya. Yes, thank you very much, Honorable Nengwanya. Move for the secondment of the agenda. Agenda is adopted. Yes, thank you very much for coming. So let me welcome you all in this special council meeting of the Ohangwena Regional Council. We convened for the delivery of State of Regional Address by the Honorable Governor of Ohangwena Region. Today marks important occasion in our regional governance calendar. The State of Regional Address provide any opportunity to reflect the achievements we have made, assess the challenges that remain, outline the priority that will guide our collective effort to sustainable development and improve service delivery. Honorable Governor, honorable members, yes, Regional Council will remain committed to work collaboratively with the Office of the Governor, the central government, local authorities, traditional leaders, development partners, and the community to ensure that aspirations of people of Ohangwena are translated into meaningful action. Our access depends on the unit of purpose, sound leadership, accountability, effective partnership. As this special meeting is more than a statutory gathering, it's a platform for the strengths, our shared commitment to response of governance and people-centered development. The address we are about to receive will provide valuable direction as we continue implementing programs and initiatives aimed to improve livelihood of our citizens. Ladies and gentlemen, now my singular honors to welcome the Honorable Governor and deliver the regional state address. So we are at 7.1, where the Honorable Governor will give her this opportunity to address Ohangwena regional community. Can we stand and give a round of applause? Thank you very much. Honorable Governor, the floor is yours.
You may be seated. Good morning. Good morning. The Chairperson of the Management Committee, Honorable Lebeus Ephraim, Honorable members of the Ohangwena Regional Council, Mekulu Dr. Martha Mwadinomoya Christian Nelumbu, Ohamba Youkwanyama, and Tate Philemon Shumbwa Nangolo, Onkwanilwa Wondonga, and other distinguished traditional leaders present, honorable members of parliament present, your worships, the mayors of Enana and Helao Nafidi, the chairperson of Okongo Village Council, and all local authority councillors, your excellencies, members of the diplomatic corps, Mr. Philippus Shilongo, the chief regional officer and staff of the Ohangwena Regional Council, chief executive officers of Enana and Helao Nafidi Town Council, as well as the Okongo Village Council, regional heads of government offices, ministries and agencies, the regional leadership of the SWAPO party and representatives of all political parties, veterans of the liberation struggle, members of the business community, development partners, faith-based organizations, civil society organizations, and I see here former governors of the Ohangwena region, distinguished guests and invited guests, members of the media, fellow residents of the Ohangwena region, good morning once again. Ohangwena is not merely a region on a map. It is a heartbeat in the soul of Namibia. It is where the morning sun first kisses the land, awakening fields of mahangu, ancient homesteads, and generations whose resilience has become their inheritance. Here, the wind carries stories whispered by ancestors, while every path remembers the footsteps of those who walked with hope, with courage, and unwavering purpose. Ohangwena is a land where the earth touches patience, where every season reminds its people that perseverance always bears fruit. It is a place where communities are bound not only by geography, but by shared values of unity, dignity, compassion, and hard work. The laughter of children, the wisdom of the elders, and the songs of celebration weave together a living tapestry of culture and identity. This is a region that has never allowed hardship to define its destiny. Instead, it has transformed adversity into strength. This is a region that has never allowed hardship to define its destiny, but transformed its adversity into strength and dreams into determination. It looks beyond the horizon, embracing development not as an event, but as a continuous journey. Building schools where knowledge flourishes, clinics where hope is restored, roads that connect opportunities, and communities that believe that tomorrow can be better than today. Ohangwena, ladies and gentlemen, is a bridge between heritage and progress. Its roots run deep in the rich traditions of its people, yet its branches stretch confidently towards the future. It reminds us that true development is not measured only in buildings or infrastructure, but in empowered people, educated minds, healthy families, and opportunities that reach every village and every child. To speak of Ohangwena is to speak of resilience wrapped in humility, of vision grounded in tradition, and of a people who understand that the future belongs to those who dare to prepare for it today. It is a region that does not simply witness history, it continues to write it one generation at a time. Ohangwena is above all a promise that fertile soil grow not only crops but character, not only communities but leaders, not only dreams but a future worthy of those who came before and those who are yet to come. Dear Chairperson, honorable members, it is with great honor, humility, and a profound sense of responsibility that I present the 25-26 State of the Region Address under the theme, Collectively Moving from Good to Great. It provides an opportunity to account to the people of Ohangwena and our contribution made to the National Development Agenda as outlined by Her Excellency Dr. Netumbo Nandi-Ndaitwah in the State of the Nation Address. I congratulate on behalf of the Ohangwena leadership, the 8th administration, for its clear and visionary leadership through the 6th National Development Plan, which has prioritized inclusive growth, improved service delivery, and youth empowerment. For the first time, youth-led sectors have been placed at the center of national development, creating new opportunities for innovation, intentional rural development, and economic transformation. This year's theme, Honorable Chairperson, honorable members, Collectively Moving from Good to Great, reflects shared commitment to building on the strong foundation laid by previous regional leadership, while striving for greater excellence, innovation, and inclusive development. It reminds us that lasting progress can only be achieved through unity, through collaboration, and shared responsibility. The progress highlighted in this address is the result of the collective efforts of government, development partners, and the resilient people of Ohangwena, who together continue to improve the lives of over 337,000 residents across our 12 constituencies. I extend my sincere appreciation to Her Excellency Dr. Netumbo Nandi-Ndaitwah, the President of the Republic of Namibia, our traditional authorities, the Ohangwena Regional Council, the local authorities, government institutions, development partners, the business community, faith-based organizations, civil society, and every single stakeholder whose unwavering support continues to advance our region. Since assuming office, I have visited 9 constituencies to engage directly with our communities. I have listened to the priorities and identified practical solutions to the challenges that they face. These engagements have reaffirmed that inclusive governance and people-centered development remain the foundation of sustainable progress. From the onset, the Office of the Governor worked hand in hand with our regional leadership, traditional authority, constituency representatives, and community leaders. These engagements ensured that every decision reflects the voices of our people and strengthened the bonds of trust between government and residents. On the 29th of May 2026, at the Mbahu Rural Development Center, the region launched the Ohangwena Regional Council's 5-year strategic plan, running from 24-25 to 29-30. This plan is our compass, ladies and gentlemen, paving the Council's strategic direction and setting clear priorities for infrastructure, education, healthcare, and economic growth. It is a roadmap to transform Ohangwena into a smart region. The regional investment map was also created to strengthen economic growth through the Office of the Governor, where we established a regional investment committee, which is leading the development of a regional investment map and action plan in order to unlock opportunities in agriculture, manufacturing, tourism, hospitality, the health sector, and the creative industries. This initiative, ladies and gentlemen, aims to attract investment, support local businesses, create jobs, and promote shared prosperity. It is pleasing to inform this August House that the textile manufacturing, creative industries, and health sector has already secured investors. The Ohangwena Regional Council Clean Audit Opinion. For 2 consecutive financial years, being 23-24 and 24-25, the Ohangwena Regional Council has received a clean audit opinion. This achievement was a testament, yes, to our commitment towards transparency, accountability, and sound financial management, ensuring that injustice and corruption have no place in our governance. In terms of compliance with performance management system, the region has embraced a culture of accountability by fully complying with the performance management system. Through quarterly and annual reviews, we monitor progress, evaluate outcomes, and ensure that our officials deliver on their mandates. This system keeps us focused on results and responsive to the needs of our communities. In terms of stakeholder engagement, as we continue to engage stakeholders at constituency, regional, and national levels, these consultations guarantee inclusivity, allowing every citizen to contribute to shaping the future of Ohangwena. It is therefore, Honorable Chairperson, Honorable Members, in the spirit of good governance, accountability, transparency, and service delivery towards the people that I now present the 25-26 State of the Region Address. Honorable Chairperson, Honorable Members, agriculture remains the backbone of the Ohangwena regional economy and a key pillar of the government's development agenda under the 8th administration. In order to strengthen food security, achieve greater self-sufficiency, expand agricultural value chains, promote agro-processing, and create sustainable livelihoods for our people. In support of this vision, the Directorate of Agricultural Production, Extension, and Engineering Services has continued to implement programs that are transforming the agricultural service and improving the resilience of our farming communities across the region. On crop production, during the period under review, substantial progress was recorded in crop production. A total of 3,635 hectares of farmland were plowed, benefiting 1,817 crop farmers through mechanized plowing, planting, and weeding services. In addition, 6,541 farmers received improved seed varieties and fertilizers to enhance productivity and strengthen household food production. These interventions continue to improve agricultural output while supporting small-scale farmers to become more productive and commercially viable. Our efforts to strengthen food security and rural livelihoods have continued to deliver meaningful results. Through the Horticulture Support and Value Chain Development Scheme, 83 vegetable gardens received technical support and essential production input. In terms of poultry farming, the Poultry Value Chain Scheme development assisted 152 poultry farmers with training, extension services, and subsidized production input, while 18 cereal farmers benefited from subsidized threshers, hammer mills, and grain storage facilities under the Cereal Value Chain Program. Furthermore, Through the FAO JICA project, 377 beneficiaries received a wide range of agricultural inputs and equipment, including solar-powered water pumps, water storage tanks, seeds, fertilizers, shade nets, garden tools, incubators, poultry cages, animal feed, housing material, and production stock. These interventions have strengthened household food production, enhancing climate resilience, and contributed significantly to improved rural livelihoods. The livestock sector has also recorded encouraging progress through targeted interventions aimed at improving market access and increasing income household. During the year under review, 14 livestock auctions were successfully conducted at Oshake, Omauni, and Devahoma auction crowds. These auctions facilitated the sale of 632 cattle and 24 goats, generating more than 5.7 million in income for 168 local farmers. To further modernize marketing infrastructure, a permanent weighing scale was installed at the Devahoma auction crawl, while 3 additional mobile weighing scales were procured through the support of the 11th European Development Fund. Under the Small-Scale Stock Distribution and Development Program, vulnerable households continued to receive quality breeding goats to improve household nutrition and create sustainable income opportunities. During the reporting period, 89 goats were distributed to 5 beneficiary farmers across the region. 4 tractors, implement sheds were constructed at the Omauni, Ongulaya Netanga, Endola, and Empembe agricultural development centers. In addition, the Conservation of Agriculture demonstration site at Omatunda village in the Engela constituency was rehabilitated to strengthen farmer training and promote climate-smart agricultural practices. The Akoka Brownfield Green Scheme continues to be one of the region's flagship agricultural projects and a strategic investment in the long-term food production. The progress made during the year under review includes 3 production boreholes have been drilled, construction of the 4-kilometer perimeter fence around the project area, which has reached approximately 80% completion. Despite challenging climatic conditions, approximately 130 hectares were cultivated under rain-fed production, creating employment opportunities for 200 casual workers during land preparation, fencing, weeding, and harvesting activities. The project recorded encouraging production levels, including sorghum, pearl millet, maize, cowpeas, and approximately 7,000 bales of hay, contributing to regional food production and livestock feed reserves. Honorable Chairperson and honorable members, moving on to rural water supply. Reliable access to water remains fundamental to agriculture, economic development, and improved quality of life. During the period under review, the region made significant progress in expanding water infrastructure. A total of 8 deep boreholes were successfully drilled in the constituencies of Oshikunde, Okongo, and Omdaungilo at a total cost of 4.6 million, achieving a 100% completion rate. In addition, 5 borehole installation projects were implemented with a combined cost of over 13.2 million. 3 projects have already been completed, while the remaining 2 are progressing well and are expected to further improve water supply to underserved communities. A broken existing engine drive borehole at Omalapapa village in Omdaungilo constituency was converted to solar-powered pump through the support of the Office of the Governor, valued at 72,000 Namibian dollars. To strengthen water availability for livestock production, construction of a new earth dam at Omushakala village in the Okongo constituency is also underway. An earth dam was also rehabilitated in Oshikunde constituency by Atlantic General Trading Pty Limited through a donation to the Office of the Governor valued at 200,000. Due to the above normal rainfall, the project could not be fully completed. However, it remains a strategic investment in climate resilience and agricultural development. Honorable Chairperson, honorable members, in terms of bulk water infrastructure, ensuring sustainable access to safe and reliable water remains a priority for the government. I am pleased to report that NamWater has continued to make significant investments in water infrastructure across the region through the implementation of several strategic projects. One of the flagship achievements during the reporting period was the successful completion of the Omafo Enana bulk water supply scheme. This project involved the construction of 75.1 kilometers of pipeline from Omafo to Enana and 131 kilometers from Omakango to Enana, the development of 3 reservoirs with capacities of 7.6 million liters, 3.4 million liters and 2.1 million liters, respectively, 6 elevated storage tanks of 300 cubic meters each, 3 brine disposal ponds with capacities of 20,000 cubic meters each, and a reverse osmosis plant capable of producing 1,000 cubic meters of potable water per day, together with other associated infrastructure. The primary objective of the project is to strengthen and optimize bulk water supply to Enana and surrounding communities, ensuring sufficient water to meet the projected demand of 10 million liters per day by 2037. In addition, the project supports the sustainable development of the Ohangwena 2 aquifer by testing its response and providing infrastructure for the management of brine generated by existing and future reverse osmosis purification plants. The construction commenced on the 28th of February 2024 and was completed on 6 November 2025. It was a proud milestone for the region when Her Excellency Dr. Netumbo Nandi-Ndaitwah officially inaugurated the project on 13 November 2025, marking a significant step towards improving water security for our communities. Honorable members, government has also advanced the Ohangwena Aquifer Climate Resilient Water Supply Project, an initiative aimed at strengthening water security through the development of decentralized solar-powered well fields that will abstract groundwater from the Ohangwena 2 aquifer. The information gathered from borehole yields and water quality assessments will guide the design of the future Omdaungilo, Omtsewonime bulk water supply scheme, ensuring long-term reliability of the region's water supply. The project includes the drilling and equipping of boreholes, the establishment of decentralized well fields, implementation of localized water supply schemes, monitoring of groundwater abstraction and recharge rates, development of bulk water infrastructure extending up to 240 kilometers, and the preparation of a comprehensive groundwater management plan to ensure sustainable utilization of the aquifer. I think I must point out here that already NAMWater has procured the consultancy and construction services of a consultant who will be setting up mini desalination plants on 6 boreholes that have been drilled by government in the Epembe, Daungilo, as well as Oshikunda constituencies, and those desalination plants will be erected as from Monday next week. Implementation is progressing steadily, and I'm pleased to report as well, in terms of the Omdaungile Omtsewonime project, that a partial procurement exemption was granted by the Ministry of Finance on 22 October 2025, paving the way for the next phase of the implementation. Currently, the procurement process is underway for the procurement of consultancy services, which has been advertised in local media. Honorable Chairperson, honorable members, in terms of the Regional Resettlement Program, the Ohangwena Regional Resettlement Committee assessed 100 applications for resettlement and submitted 39 qualifying applications to the Land Reform Advisory Commission for consideration. As a result, 2 beneficiaries were successfully resettled. The Ohangwena Communal Land Board continued to strengthen land governance through the efficient administration of customary and leasehold land rights. In terms of customary land rights, a total of 1,481 customary land rights applications were processed, of which 1,449 were successfully ratified and certificates issued through the traditional authorities. In terms of leasehold land rights, the board ratified 6 leasehold applications. 5 leaseholds were granted approval by the Minister of Agriculture, Fisheries, Water and Land Reform, and additional 11 applications recommended to the Minister of Agriculture for approval. In terms of occupational land rights, 15 occupational land rights applications were granted approval by the Minister. 6 occupational land rights were recommended to the Minister for approval, and 3 occupational applications were ratified by the Ohangwena Communal Land Board. Honorable Chairperson, honorable members, illegal fencing remains one of the most pressing land administrative challenges of our region, particularly within the Okongo, Omfitwekuta, and Omdaungilo community forests. In response, the Ohangwena Communal Land Board convened consultative stakeholder engagements with key stakeholders and our traditional authorities to strengthen collaboration and identify sustainable solutions to this pressing or persistent challenge. During the reporting period, 196 reported cases of illegal fencing was received by the board. Of these, 111 alleged offenders were issued with summons, while 69 cases were formally heard by the board. Following the hearings, 35 individuals were directed to remove their illegal fences and vacate the unlawful occupied land, while 18 individuals exercised right to appeal the board's decision. I am pleased to report that progress made in restoring communal land board. To date, 5 illegal fences have been voluntarily removed by the affected individuals, while an additional 22 illegal fences have been dismantled by the Namibian Youth Service under the directive of the Communal Land Board. In terms of environment and forestry, Okongo Conservancy during the reporting period generated 661,000 in revenue from tourism and plant product activities. Although the income was insufficient to distribute direct financial benefits or fund community development projects, it provided foundation for future growth. The Conservancy remains committed to increasing revenue to deliver meaningful benefits to its members. Despite limited resources, the Conservancies continued to benefit sharing program by distributing 3 elands to members of the community, contributing to household food security and demonstrating the value of sustainable wildlife management. The Conservancy also created employment opportunities by engaging 10 game guards to monitor wildlife, combat poaching, and manage natural resources. And I must say that the Okongo Conservancy is one of the strategic priorities that we have prioritized as a region to create investment destinations that will be able to benefit the people of Ohangwena moving forward into the future. Honorable Chairperson, honorable members, human-wildlife conflict remained a challenge, with some farmers experiencing livestock and crop losses. Through the Human-Wildlife Self-Reliance Scheme, compensation amounting to 106,000 was paid to affected farmers, helping to reduce the impact of wildlife damage and promote peaceful coexistence. Conservation awareness and law enforcement efforts yielded positive results, with no major wildlife crimes reported during the year. That is commendable. Community members voluntarily surrendered 8 leopard tortoises, which were safely released into the Conservancy's core conservation area, demonstrating growing public support for conservation initiatives. Challenges persist, particularly livestock losses caused by wildlife. During the year, 5 cattle and 7 goats were lost, with compensation of 45,600 paid to affected farmers. These incidents highlighted the need to balance wildlife conservation and the livelihoods of local communities. Can I have some water? Thank you. Honorable Chairperson, honorable members, moving on to sport development. The government continues to recognize sport as a powerful catalyst for youth empowerment, social cohesion, talent development, and economic growth. This commitment is firmly reflected in the 6th National Development Plan, where sport has been identified as a strategic priority for national development. One of the flagship investments in our region is the continued development of the Enana Sports Stadium. The Ministry of Education, Innovation, Youth, Sport, Arts and Culture, through the Namibia Training Authority, appointed the Enana Vocational Training Center to implement Phase 5 of the Enana Sports Stadium project in accordance with the Public Procurement Act. I am pleased to report that Phases 5A to 5C have now been completed in full at a total cost of 12.3 million Namibian dollars. The completed works include the construction of modern changing rooms, installation of electrical reticulation, development of an irrigation system, installation of the soccer field lawn, the procurement of consultancy services for the design and documentation of Phase 5. Honorable Chairperson, honorable members, the government has also embarked on an ambitious program to improve access to grassroots sports infrastructure across the country. Through the Ministry of Education, Innovation, Youth, Sports, Arts and Culture, the Office of the Governor has been entrusted to facilitate the identification of sports field sites and to coordinate the construction of 12 basic sports facilities across the region. The first 10 million Namibian dollars has been allocated for the construction of 2 basic sports facilities, each valued at 5 million in the Okongo and Engela constituencies, respectively. The official groundbreaking ceremonies for both projects took place on 7 and 8 March 2026, marking an important milestone in government's commitment to expanding sports facilities to the grassroots level. Progress made since the groundbreaking in March 2026 includes the finalization of designs, appointment of the roads contractor company as the main contractor, the appointment of subcontractors both for Okongo as well as Engela constituencies. Subcontractors are currently busy with the clearing and fencing of project sites in terms of gathering procurement and submitting that to start fencing off the land. These facilities would not only promote active lifestyles, but will also serve as centers for talent identification, youth development, and community engagement. Honorable Chairperson, honorable members, the investment in sports infrastructure are already yielding positive results, as reflected in the outstanding achievements of our athletes. In boxing, the Netumbo Nandindaitwa Boxing Bonanza Tournament, held in December 2025 at Helao Nafidi Expo Hall, was successfully organized by MTC Salute Boxing Academy in collaboration with the Office of the Governor and the Ohangwena Youth and Sports Development Office. The tournament showcased the region's growing capacity to host major sporting events while creating valuable opportunities for young boxers to demonstrate and develop their talents. In athletics, Ohangwena continues to distinguish itself as one of the country's emerging sporting regions. The region remains affiliated with Athletics Namibia and is connected to the African Union Sports Council, while our 5 registered athletics clubs continue to nurture young talent and strengthen the region's sporting foundation. During the reporting period, our athletes delivered exceptional performances at both regional and national competitions. We are especially proud of Sarah Haindongo, Linda Hailulu, and Elizabeth Kalola, who proudly represented Namibia at the African Union Sports Council Region 5 Games, where they achieved outstanding results, including bringing home a silver medal. Let us give them a round of applause. Looking ahead, I am equally delighted to announce that 7 athletes from Ohangwena region have qualified to represent Namibia at the Region 5 Youth Games, scheduled to take place in Mozambique in December 2026. These achievements are testimonies to the resilience, the discipline, and determination of our young people. They reflect the dedication of the coaches, the teachers, the parents, and the communities who continue to invest in nurturing talent. Honorable Chairperson, honorable members, on wellness and inclusive education. In our continued commitment to wellness and inclusive education, the Directorate of Education has implemented a series of targeted interventions aimed at safeguarding, supporting, and empowering learners, parents, and communities across the region. The region commenced with school-based awareness campaigns focusing on the impact of absenteeism. These campaigns reinforced a critical message that school attendance remains the foundation of strong academic performance and improved learning outcomes. The community engagements and school outreach meetings led jointly by the Regional Health Task Force and life skills teachers provided safe spaces to address key social challenges affecting our learners, including early teenage pregnancies, gender-based violence, and the prevention of HIV and AIDS. Through these combined interventions, a total of 744 community members and key gatekeepers were reached, ensuring that families and communities are better equipped with knowledge and tools to guide and protect young people. At the school level, the platforms also strengthened learning support programs, which provided tailored academic assistance to learners who required additional support. This ensured that no learner is left behind, regardless of their learning needs or challenges. Honorable Chairperson, honorable members, furthermore, the Regional School Career Fair provided critical exposure to future opportunities. A total of 1,158 learners from 90 schools offering grades 9 to 12 participated in this initiative. The career fair offered learners access to diverse career pathways, helping them to make informed decisions about their future studies and professions, while also inspiring confidence, ambition, and direction. Inclusivity remains a central pillar of our education agenda. Through special education programs, continuous training and guidance were provided to schools on how to actively accommodate learners with special educational needs. This ensured that every child, regardless of ability or circumstance, has access to quality education close to their communities. In addition, the Wellness and Inclusive Education Program continued to prepare learners not only for academic success, but also for life beyond the classroom. Each year, learners are exposed to practical demonstrations and life skills training designed to equip them with essential competencies for career development and workplace readiness. Honorable Chairperson, honorable members, in terms of youth empowerment is a priority number 3 amongst the 7 key priority areas of the NDP 6 under the 8th administration. The government continues to place strong emphasis on harnessing the creativity, innovation, and energy of young people as a strategy to reduce unemployment and drive inclusive economic growth. In terms of the National Youth Development Fund, the Office of the Governor was mandated to strategically run the National Youth Development Fund by the Ministry of Finance. The National Youth Development Fund was established to provide financial and technical support to youth through loans aimed at fostering youth-owned businesses, startups, cooperatives, and innovative projects, especially in various sectors of the economy, with priorities in agriculture and agro-processing, green and eco-friendly projects, as well as the manufacturing and value addition. A total of 1,006 applications from the Ohangwena region were facilitated through the Office of the Governor during the first phase, which was launched on 29 September 2025. 3 applicants from Ohangwena, namely Golden Roots and Beyond Investment CC, was awarded 100,000 by Agribank for horticulture project. Ndaz Pork Meat Supply was awarded 782,472 for piggery and butchery by Agribank, and Precast and Bricks Manufacturing was awarded 100,000 for precast and bricks manufacturing by the Development Bank of Namibia. These 3 projects employed a total of 30 young people. During the second phase, which was facilitated through the Ministry of Finance, the 3 applicants, namely Tukonjeni Poultry Farm Business, was awarded 200,000 for the poultry project by Agribank. Goat farming was awarded 88,111,000 by Agribank for goat farming. And finally, green manufacturing of sanitary pads and nappies was awarded 1 million by the Environmental Investment Fund to venture into recycling and waste management project. These 3 projects created 14 jobs for our young people. Honorable Chairperson, honorable members, regional youth programs coordinated through the Regional National Youth Council during the 2025-2026 financial year. The youth sector intensified efforts to ensure meaningful youth involvement in national development priorities, as reflected in the following interventions. The National Youth Credit Scheme continues to serve as a flagship program aimed at empowering young people through entrepreneurship, self-employment, and sustainable livelihoods. As a requirement for participation, beneficiaries undergo basic business management training, equipping them with the skills needed to develop viable business plans and manage enterprises effectively. A total of 61 young entrepreneurs from 7 constituencies in the region participated in the program. Of these, 43 were female and 18 were male, reflecting strong participation in entrepreneurial development. The highest participation was recorded in Okongo constituency, consisting of 15 participants, followed by Enana with 14 participants, and the Oshikunde constituency with 12 participants. No participants, unfortunately, were recorded under the disability or marginalized categories during this reporting period, and efforts shall be made to ensure that we include them within the next financial year. The participants underwent various trainings such as retailing, being the most dominant sector with 33 participants, followed by poultry farming with 12 participants. Other ventures include restaurants, takeaways, fish shops, boutiques, catering services, carpentry, welding, photography, gardening, handcraft, and beauty salons. And I must say that these are the professions and the sectors that occupy majority of our young people within the region. Upon completion of the training, each participant was expected to receive 8,000 as startup capital. By the end of the financial closure, no disbursements were carried out, and this delay has significantly constrained the establishment and expansion of their enterprises, thereby limiting the intended development impact of the program. Agricultural cooperatives form part of the government's continued effort to promote youth participation in agriculture through targeted training and support for the establishment of youth agricultural cooperatives. A total of 18 young people participated in the agricultural cooperative program, comprising of 10 males, 6 females, and 2 marginalized youth, with strong representation from the Oshikunde and Oshikango constituencies. During the reporting period, 2 youth agricultural cooperatives were submitted for registration. The Oshikunde Youth Agricultural Cooperative Limited was successfully registered, while the Ondanya Youth Agricultural Cooperative Limited in Oshikango constituency is still awaiting approval. During the commemoration of the National Youth Week, 3 young people from the region were recognized for their outstanding achievements in business and entrepreneurship. Awards included first place in creative arts, receiving 10,000 Namibian dollars, second place in agriculture and digital and graphic design, each receiving 5,000 Namibian dollars. The Regional Youth Forum played an active role in mobilizing young people from all 12 constituencies on key development and social issues, including gender-based violence prevention, mental health awareness, creative industries, sports development, and youth activism. Through various outreach and advocacy activities conducted across the region, a total of 1,025 young people were reached at a cost of 190,000 in various activities such as sports tournaments and refreshments. Honorable Chairperson, honorable members, on education, the 8th administration remains firmly committed to the provision of quality education and training through a clear objective of ensuring that graduates are equipped with relevant skills that respond to the demands of the modern economy. In this regard, the government continues to advance initiatives aimed at strengthening the education sector, including phased implementation of subsidized tertiary education for undergraduate students from low-income households as part of government's broader commitment to equity and access. During the period under review, the education sector has recorded significant growth and steady progress. Learner enrollment increased by 5,800 learners, rising from 130,479 in 2025 to 136,279 in 2026, representing a growth rate of 4.45%. This reflects the increasing demand for education services across the region. In response to this growth, the teaching workforce was also strengthened, increasing from 4,661 teachers in 2025 to 4,906 in 2026, ensuring that the expansion in enrollment is matched with adequate instructional support for our learners. The demand for advanced secondary education continues to rise. In this regard, the number of schools offering the Namibia Senior Secondary Certificate Advanced Subsidiary increased from 11 to 16 schools, demonstrating both expansion and a growing commitment to academic excellence. In terms of performance, the region was ranked 4th nationally in the NSS-CAS with 70.76% of learners achieving quality symbols. Although this reflects a slight decrease of 0.72% compared to 2024, it remains commendable achievement at the national level, and we are indeed proud as a region. At the Namibia Senior Secondary Certificate ordinary level, the region showed notable improvement, with 37.36% of learners achieving quality symbols, placing the region at position number 6 nationally. Importantly, 35.50% of the NSSCO learners qualified to progress to NSS-CAS, indicating strong academic progression. The region was overwhelmed by the outstanding performance of Engejo and Oshela secondary schools, which emerged as top performers at NSSCAS level, while Oshikunde Combined School led performance at NSSCO level. Let us give them a round of applause. Honorable Chairperson, honorable members, the region has also placed strong emphasis on foundational learning and early grade assessments. An end-phase grade 3 assessment in literacy and numeracy was conducted in 2025, and a total of 12,391 learners participated, reflecting an increase of 464 learners compared to 2024. As a result, literacy improved from 44.5% to 47.35%, while numeracy improved significantly from 25.51% to 43.8%. Let us give them a round of applause. These results demonstrate meaningful progress in strengthening foundational skills, which are critical for long-term academic success. And I must say that this initiative is very important, because if your learners do not have the right foundational skills and ability, it's difficult for them to progress at secondary as well as tertiary level. So as a region, we are preparing our learners from a bottom-up approach in order to make sure that the future is bright and bright. Honorable Chairperson, honorable members, during the period under review, the region made substantial progress in addressing basic education facility needs. With an allocation of 8 million Namibian dollars, the BEF program facilitated the construction of 22 classrooms, of which 4 were constructed at Helao Nafidi Combined School in Okongo, Eputuko Combined School in Oshikunde, Shimbode Combined School in Omdaungilo, Amwimbi Combined School and the Pembe Combined School in the Pembe constituency, Ondeikela Combined School in Ohangwena constituency, and Okambobo Combined School in Ndola constituencies, each benefiting with 2 classrooms respectively. In addition, a Pembe Combined School further improved sanitation through the completion of a block of 5 pit latrines, enhancing hygiene and dignity for our learners and staff. Part of the basic education facilities that are in progress are at Elundu Combined School in a Pembe constituency and Linekela now Kushu Combined School in Ohangwena constituency, both currently at roofing stage, while Okalemba Combined School in Ohangwena constituency has reached door level of construction. Honorable Chairperson, honorable members, renovation of 16 classrooms at a cost of 3.2 million has also been completed at 5 schools, namely Haikonda Combined School, Odibo Combined School, and Shingungumba Combined School, each with 3 classrooms. Onangulo Combined School with 2 classrooms, and Erambo Combined School in Enana constituency with 5 classrooms, including the Adult Education District Office in Oshikango, which is a dedicated administrative hub for the constituency. Honorable Chairperson, honorable members, it is with great appreciation that I highlight the achievements made possible through the Community Learning and Development Center annual grant. A total number of 51 schools offering grade 1 opened their doors to learners and families through the Family Literacy Program. A total of 969 parents and caregivers participated, strengthening and connection between home and school and promoting literacy as a shared responsibility. In adult education, a total of 1,040 adult learners enrolled in basic literacy programs, and 578 learners progressed into post-literacy programs. In addition, a total of 1,697 community members were trained in 11 different skills areas, equipping them with the practical competencies to support self-reliance, innovation, and sustainable livelihoods. Honorable Chairperson, honorable members, educating a Namibian child has not been left to the government alone. The region recognized efforts from the development partners, friends, and stakeholders who continued to strengthen our education agenda. We acknowledge with great gratitude the people and government of Japan through the generous donation of 9 classrooms valued at 2.4 million, benefiting Onailonga Primary School in Omulonga constituency with 5 classrooms, and Dr. Daniel Kashikola Primary School in Okongo constituency with 4 classrooms. Furthermore, the Office of the Governor, through the public-private partnerships, facilitated the donation of an 8-bedroom teacher's house valued at 1.4 million in the Helao Nafidi combined school in Okongo constituency. Additionally, funding has been secured for the fencing of land earmarked for the construction of the Regional Community Learning and Development Center in Enana at a cost of 2 million, laying a strong foundation for future and expansion services. Honorable Chairperson, honorable members, the Namibia University of Science and Technology, the regional leadership, together with the NUST management, had been engaging in the commencement of the construction of a fully fledged campus in Enana town. As a result of the engagement, the clearing and construction of access road to the campus is underway at a value of 5.6 million. The campus recorded a total enrollment of 1,695 students for the 2026 academic year, reflecting growing demand for higher education opportunities within the Ohangwena region and neighboring areas. And I must say that NUST has also made a budget available to start with the construction of the campus at Enana within this financial year. A significant milestone was achieved with the hosting of the institution's third graduation ceremony, during which close to 700 students graduated in various fields of study. In terms of the International University of Management, IUM Enana campus, the International University of Management Enana campus continues to play a significant role in expanding access to higher education in the northern regions of Namibia, with a total student enrollment of 1,264 students in 2026. The Enana Vocational Training Center. The Enana Vocational Training Center recorded several notable achievements during the recording period. For the first time since its establishment, the center achieved 100% trainee enrollment rate, enrolling a total of 624 trainees in January 2026, the highest enrollment ever recorded. Ladies and gentlemen, we will take a very short break and resume soon.
Yes, that is the governor of Ohangwena region, Honorable Kadiva Hamutumwa, who is delivering her state of region address. She's just taking a short break. And before that, maybe Dr. Shikolo, the governor has touched much on agriculture, which is, she's saying, is a backbone of Ohangwena region in terms of food security. What do you think of that?
Yes, not only that, of course, agriculture is a national priority in terms of NDP and, of course, the 8th administration. But, of course, at the level of the region, we, as a region, are doing have implemented quite a number of projects in the Oshikunde, Congo constituency, area there. Much progress, of course, those that are privileged to technology. The councillors are ever showcasing the projects that the community has implemented. And so far, so good, I must say.
She also touched in the issue of agriculture and water. More boreholes were drilled in the eastern parts of Ohangwena region. Do you think this is a step in the right direction?
It is a step in the right direction. Like, the theme of the address, moving from good to great. In terms of water distribution, we have witnessed, and of course, the region is benefiting from some drilled boreholes, and of course, water distributed through piping. But more can still be done for us to have an ideal situation. For example, when water is distributed from a specific borehole, the size of the pipe, so that individuals or domestic, people can actually, tap water from there for domestic use.
You think we should drill water from Aquifer 2 to reticulate water to the surrounding villages?
Exactly. And so far that has happened also in a few, I can say, villages, where you have got a central borehole providing water to different communities, let's say within a radius of, say, 5 or more kilometers, which is good. But people want to get water straight to their houses from such specific containers. So it is good that we have containers. People are still fetching, water from there. That is highly commendable. But we can also still do more so that people can actually, through piping, get water to their houses.
Dr. Shikulo, the issue of livestock, the minister has, the governor has also touched on it, that Ohangwena has seen a lot of increased in terms of livestock auctions, and it has generated more than 5.7 million. Do you think this is was commendable?
That is quite commendable. At the national level, remember when we were talking about the red line, and of course farmers and public at large were like, no, northerners are disadvantaged. They don't have access to the market. And we perhaps, failed then in that context to realize that we can as well have our own market. So hearing and, of course, experiencing such events and, of course, recording of that significant amount is a step in the right direction. And, of course, that is only to say we have a market and we can do things, we can make things happen right in the region.
Last time we were at the inauguration of Ndeva Homa auction crawl, whereby since the start they have auctioned more than 10,000 livestock and generated more than 8 million that have gone straight to the communities. What do you think about these communities in agriculture in terms of in the area of Congo and surrounding areas?
That's a direct benefit to the community. But like I said, within our own context, we must establish our own market, not necessarily to compare with the prices, the other side of the red line. Let's start home. And of course, we build up. But that is really a significant contribution to the local economy because, of course, the farmers then get to have money in their pocket. And of course, it can actually be reinvested in the business to have more livestock and do more business. Of course, that contributes locally at our economy and also at household level. Food security is key.
Despite these all challenges, the governor has also touched on the pressing issues, which is illegal fencing. More people are fencing land illegally in the areas of Congo and on Fituekuta sites. Do you think this have an impact in terms of economic and where the region want to move from good to great?
I would say so, but we must always, look at the causes and the impact from this illegal, fencing. Why are the people grabbing? Why are the people fencing off areas without following procedures? It starts with our population. Do we have enough grazing area? Are there alternatives? If maybe space is getting scarce in the region, can we explore, look outside, the Ohangwena region? But at the same time, of course, public awareness, we must also understand that, of course, we need to share the space with everyone. Because once you fence it off, then it becomes private. Of course, you deprive others an opportunity to graze their animals. But like I said, root causes, that is where we need to concentrate as a government, through the responsible offices, so that at least, once that is addressed, obviously people no longer, fence off land illegally. Mm-hmm. But of course, it will have an impact.
Mm-hmm. Do you think a directorate of land reform should do much more awareness in terms of illegal fencing?
Yes, but then again, let's also not forget, Ohangwena is the second smallest from the bottom of the 14 regions, with, I can say, a highest population. I know commerce, but of course, if you are to exclude commerce, then of course we have the highest population. Now, with the available space and that population, and the number of cows or animals, that we have in the region, surely can we accommodate everyone? That's why you see people, crossing borders, going to Angola for grazing and those kind of things. And this is some of the causes that we perhaps, have to tackle and consider from the government, perspective. Perhaps to expand also the space going beyond the region that can actually, have the problem, addressed.
Mm-hmm. So this issue can be addressed. Maybe still on the issue of illegal fencing, and the Minister of Land removed at least several illegal fences through the National Youth Service. This step in the right direction in terms of educating and teaching those that illegal fencing is an offense in terms of the law?
It's said observing and watching people lose their properties and assets, because it's an investment for one to put up a fence, and on the other side of the coin, a sad story, having it destroyed or removed in a manner that, of course, you lose that investment. However, where did we go wrong? How did we start? How did these people end up there? If you are talking about, that was a significant number of people that had fenced off the land illegally. I'm sure they did not just fall from heaven one evening, and of course, when following day, they were there. It started somewhere. Perhaps we need to address it, from that angle. While we teach, we educate the public, let us also be accountable from the leadership, perspective. They are headmen.
We hand back to the governor. He's back in the hall.
Yeah.
Honorable Chairperson, honorable members, the Enana Vocational Training Center also excelled at the 2025 TVET National World Skills Competition held in Swakopmund, where it won the highest number of gold medals nationally in plumbing and heating, welding, and floor and wall tiling. Furthermore, 2 of the 3 gold medalists qualified to represent Namibia at the International World Skills Competition to be held in Shanghai, China in September 2026. The competitors will participate in the welding and floor and wall tiling respectively, making them the only Namibian representatives in these trades at the international competition. Let us give them a round of applause. Additional achievements included the acquisition of an operational fleet to support institutional activities, the introduction of short courses in essential trades to address community skills gaps, improved internet connectivity, and the procurement of specialized equipment, including a bending machine for school furniture production and a vehicle body chassis, strengthening machine for the panel beating and spray painting workshop. Honorable Chairperson, honorable members, the creative industry sector has been elevated as a strategic priority to promote creativity and innovation with plans to grow its contribution to the country's business sector growth. The government remains committed to supporting this sector as a key pillar for youth empowerment, cultural expression, and economic diversification. Over the past year, the region has made meaningful progress in advancing the creative industries within the education sector, reinforcing the role of culture, innovation, and creativity in the social and economic development landscape. The region successfully hosted 14 cultural events at a total cost of 500,000 Namibian dollars. In addition, the region empowered 73 cultural practitioners through targeted entrepreneurship training. Equally important is the impact of the Traditional Life Skills Program, which was implemented in 73 schools. Through this program, 1,252 learners were actively engaged with cultural heritage, values, and indigenous knowledge systems, helping to strengthen identity, discipline, and social cohesion amongst the young people. Honorable Chairperson, honorable members, on quality health and social welfare, the government intends to improve the access to and the quality of healthcare services. Social safety nets will also be strengthened for the vulnerable populations. The Directorate bears the primary responsibility for delivering comprehensive health and social services to the population of approximately 337,729 people, encompassing 159,701 males, 187,028 females, as per the 2023 census. The healthcare infrastructure within the Ohangwena region includes 3 district hospitals, being the Engela, Enana, and Okongo district hospitals, 2 health centers, Odibo and Onga, 32 primary healthcare clinics, 166 outreach points. By November 2025, significant strides were made in strengthening healthcare infrastructure across the district. The Onangulo Clinic, at an estimated cost of 10 million Namibian dollars, together with staff accommodation, was successfully constructed and inaugurated, ensuring that essential services are now delivered closer to the community. On the same date, ladies and gentlemen, a prefabricated clinic at Onamukulo was inaugurated at an estimated cost of 4 million Namibian dollars. At Okongo District Hospital, targeted interventions addressed patient flow and staff accommodation, where repurposed staff accommodation and consulting rooms alleviated outpatient congestion, while the establishment of a casualty department enhanced emergency response capability. Additionally, the construction of a paved corridor linking the main hospital to the pediatric ward was improved accessibility and patient transfer efficiency at an estimated cost of 5 million Namibian dollars. Meanwhile, Ngela District Hospital underwent critical upgrades to sanitation and maternal care facilities. Public ablution facilities were refurbished to meet higher hygiene standards, and the maternity waiting shelter was renovated and connected to the municipal sewer system at an estimated cost of 523,000 Namibian dollars, with funding from UNICEF ensuring safe and more hygienic conditions for expectant mothers. Update on the completion of Onamefila Health Clinic. The official opening of the clinic was delayed due to the technical challenges on the potable water supply and sewage system. The ministry has put procurement process in place to address the above challenges. In the meantime, the Regional Health Directorate has started exploring the possibility of engaging the community tap water from the community boreholes to supply water to the clinic, whilst awaiting for the clinic's borehole, sewage and water pumps to be fixed. And I am reliably informed that on Monday, this clinic will be open and start serving the residents of Ohangwena. The Okongo District Hospital repurposed official accommodation to Okongo Clinic and consulting rooms to decongest the outpatient department, OPD, in the hospital that has been ever congested. Now the congestion has been reduced and the flow of patients in the hospital has been improved. The recruitment of 390 personnel has strengthened service delivery, while the acquisition of 4 ambulances and 2 administrative vehicles has improved referral systems and administrative efficiency. Enhancement of patient flow and overall service delivery through infrastructure upgrades and resource allocation. Despite the achievements, the region continues to face challenges such as the absence of operating theatres at Okongo Hospital, shortages of critical medical equipment, expansion needs at Enana Hospital, aging vehicles, insufficient malaria control supplies, and waste management constraints. We also note the need for stronger health promotion through adequate information, education, communication materials that should be provided. But I must also report that the Ministry of Health has done exceptionally well through the deployment of human resource within the region, which has really accelerated service delivery, making sure that we are able to meet and serve our patients at every point and call. Honorable Chairperson, honorable members, in terms of programs and projects implemented by the Ohangwena Regional Council, the following capital projects were implemented by the Ohangwena Regional Council. The physical planning of 270 plots in Ongwelume Settlement, Extension 2, at a cost of 550,000. The allocation of 12.8 million Namibian dollars for homestead land and properties compensation purposes to pave the way for development in Onga, Ongenga, and Ongwelume settlements. The rural sanitation program, the construction of 783 toilet facilities across our villages are now enjoying improved hygiene and dignity. Beyond infrastructure, this project created 407 temporary jobs. In terms of the rural development programs through the Cash Food for Work initiative, 9 were successfully completed, injecting a total of 260,000 into our communities and creating 186 job opportunities. Support for MSMEs, the microfinance program supported 23 projects, investing a total of 592,976 Namibian dollars and creating 62 jobs. These small enterprises are the seeds of future prosperity, empowering men and women to innovate, trade, and sustain their families. Honorable Chairperson, honorable members, it is my honor to present to you the Constituency Development Fund projects by the Ohangwena Regional Council for the financial year under review. In the Ongenga constituency, the electrification of the SME kiosks at Ongwelume settlement was finalized at a cost of 121,000, bringing light and energy to local businesses. At Elakalapwa Earth Dam, a submersible pump was installed for 39,000, ensuring reliable access to water. In Ondobe constituency, water-related materials worth 487,000 were procured and delivered in full. In the Okongo constituency, boreholes were installed at Omboloka, Oshalumbu, Ehafo, and Ohangwena villages with a contract amount of 387,000. These boreholes, now fully completed, bring clean water closer to our communities, reducing the burden of long-distance collection. In Ongwelume constituency, the excavation of an earth dam at Utwilo village was successfully completed with a top-up of 42,000. This dam will serve as a critical water source for both people and livestock, especially during the dry season. In the Ohangwena constituency, the procurement of water-related materials worth 616,000 were delivered in full. These achievements, though presented in figures, represent, ladies and gentlemen, real change in the daily lives of our people. Drought distributions to the constituency. The rice distribution in Ohangwena region unfolded as a coordinated drought relief effort. The government of South Korea donated rice bags, and the Office of the Prime Minister allocated 15,419 bags to the region. Deliveries to the Oshikango warehouse began in February 2026, with distribution running from March to May 2026 due to transport delays and flooding. Village drought relief committees working with traditional leaders identified vulnerable households such as children-headed families, elders, and disaster victims. Each household received a 20-kilogram portion, ensuring equitable access. Out of the total allocation, 1,896 bags went to the San community, while 13,523 bags were distributed across 12 constituencies. By the end of the program, most constituencies had fully distributed their allocations, with only 698 bags remaining in the warehouse for emergencies. Honorable Chairperson, honorable members, in terms of land, housing, and sanitation, in order to improve the living conditions, the National Housing Enterprise disbursed loans totaling to 4.2 million in Enana Town. These loans supported home renovations, upgrades, and affordable housing financing, giving many families dignity of improved shelter. In addition, a demand assessment was conducted for 100 plots allocated by the Enana Town Council. From this, a housing project of 30 houses valued at 3.7 million was successfully initiated. The remaining 70 plots have been earmarked for development in the upcoming 26-27 financial year, ensuring continuity and growth in our housing initiatives. In terms of the Enana Town Council, Enana is not just growing, ladies and gentlemen. It is transforming, building a future of opportunities, dignity, and prosperity for its inhabitants. Through smart partnerships on housing delivery, the town delivered 90 new houses across Omito and the Enana extensions, valued at $50 million Namibian dollars. In addition, 23 individual homes were constructed, bringing the total to 113 houses worth over 63 million Namibian dollars. The town's capital projects include the completed mini open market at the Enana District Hospital, the office complex, which is partially completed, and the wastewater treatment plant, which is at bidding process. On the roads and land development, the town repaired potholes, marked lanes, and surfaced over 1.1 kilometers of streets, ensuring safer and smoother movements. These projects represent an investment of 27 million in infrastructure. The council also proclaimed and serviced 162 low-cost plots at Ekolola and began servicing 246 urban at extensions 10 and 11. These steps are laying the groundwork for affordable housing and organized settlement growth. This is also faced with challenges such as limited funds for surveying and servicing land, shortage of office space, overflowing oxidation plants that demand urgent attention. Moving on to the Helawa Nafidi Town Council, the Town Council continues to make significant strides in improving infrastructure and service delivery for the benefit of our residents. During the period under review, the road maintenance works valued at 2.6 million were undertaken, achieving a 95% completion rate. The electrification of Oshikango Extension 7, implemented in collaboration with NamPower, has reached 98% completion. Once finalized, more than 440 urban, representing nearly 500 households, will have access to electricity. In a further effort to improve public safety, the council completed the installation of streetlights along the Engela-Omafo Road. This important route connects the Engela District Hospital with surrounding communities, making travel safer and more secure for motorists, pedestrians, patients, and healthcare workers alike. Access to clean water remains a priority, and the council has successfully completed the in-house water reticulation system linking Engela, Omafo, and Onuno. In order to stimulate local economic growth, the construction of a basic Business Expo Pavilion at Omafo is currently underway and has reached 40% completion rate. The council has also completed the construction of a stormwater channel in Ohangwena at the cost of 1.6 million Namibian dollars. In addition, progress has been made in improving public facilities. The construction of the Home Affairs building and an ablution facility has reached 90% completion. Finally, the surveying of Ohangwena extensions 1 to 3 has been completed. Moving on to the Okongo Village Council, the council's financial position has significantly improved due to increased revenue collection as a result of the council's announcement to revoke plots with arrears above 20,000 Namibian dollars. In the area of road infrastructure, and through the support of the Roads Fund Administration, the council undertook the upgrading of the earth roads to gravel standard while also maintaining roads that had deteriorated over time. To date, 1.9 kilometers of road have been improved, with the project currently standing at 60% completion rate. With regards to water and sewer services in Block 103, the project has reached an impressive 98% completion rate. As part of the works undertaken, the council laid 850 meters of water pipelines and 300 meters of sewer reticulation lines, installed 9 manholes, and connected 25 urban to essential services. Progress has also been recorded in the provision of electricity and the road infrastructure within Block 103. The electrification project has reached 98% completion rate, with a total cost of 3.1 million already committed to the initiative. The accompanying roads project has achieved 55% completion, will further enhance access and mobility within the area. Let us give a round of applause to our 3 local authorities. Moving on to rural housing intervention from the Office of the Governor. The Office of the Governor stepped in to support Memelucia Petrus, an elderly and disabled woman or woman living with disability, whose home was destroyed by strong winds. Through this intervention, a new house was constructed for her at a value of 110,000 Namibian dollars within the Ondobe constituency. This initiative highlights the government's commitment to protecting vulnerable citizens and ensuring dignity and shelter for those most affected by disasters. It also reflects the broader principle of community resilience and the importance of targeted assistance to individuals that are in critical need. Honorable Chairperson, honorable members, moving on to anti-corruption education, the Directorate of Public Education and Corruption Prevention under the Anti-Corruption Commission made significant strides in the Ohangwena region with a clear mission to strengthen ethics, integrity, and the fight against corruption. It reached out to the teachers, inspectors, and principals through the Ministry of Education, engaged youth groups across constituencies such as Epembe, Omdaungilo, Ondobe, Enana, Onlonga, and Oshikunde constituencies, and collaborated with the business community in the Engela constituency and trained members of the Namibian Police. I must also mention that through the Anti-Corruption Commission, a regional anti-corruption committee is being established that will be chaired by the Honorable Governor and has the responsibility to making sure that the mandate of the Anti-Corruption Commission is actually implemented within the region. Moving on to labor relations, the Labor Inspectorate Division worked tirelessly to protect the rights of both employees and employers. During the reporting period, the Directorate received 239 labor complaints. 217 of these were successfully resolved, while 22 were referred to the Office of the Labor Commissioner for further action. Most importantly, 167,000 Namibian dollars were recovered and paid directly to the complainants, a tangible demonstration of justice at work. Beyond dispute resolution, the inspectors visited 144 workplaces across diverse sectors from retail and wholesale to agriculture, security services, hospitality, and even the informal sector. These inspections ensure that labor standards are upheld and that every worker is treated with dignity. On the employment services, the Namibia Integrated Employment Information System, called NIES, connected job seekers with opportunities. Currently, 330 individuals are registered from Ohangwena, and a total of 202 have already secured employment through the NIES system. Moving on to vocational counseling services, the vocational counseling team under the Labor Relations has been on the ground and visited more than 10 schools to inspire learners about career development. Over 40 young people and candidates underwent psychometric testing and assessments, helping the young people to discover their strengths and chart meaningful career paths, instill hope, guidance, and empowerment for our people, unemployed and employees alike. Honorable Chairperson, honorable members, moving on to trade and industry. During the reporting period, the Industries, Mines and Energy Regional Office continued to support entrepreneurship and private sector development through various business facilitation services. A total of 563 company registration-related activities were processed, comprising 295 name reservations, 110 full company reservations, which are CC1 closed corporations, and 158 annual duty and beneficial ownership submissions. To support the growth of micro, small, and medium enterprises, the Regional Committee shortlisted and recommended 18 SMEs to benefit from the Equipment Aid Scheme program, with a total value of 1.1 million. The applications were approved and forwarded to the National Committee, where the supplier payment process is at its final stage at this point. In addition, 2 SMEs were recommended to benefit from the Industry Upgrading and Modernization Program with a combined value of 211,000. The applications have progressed to the final stage of the supplier payment processing at the national level. The office further issued 68 MSME certificates to qualifying enterprises during the reporting period. Honorable Chairperson, honorable members, in terms of safety and security, the region recorded 6,414 criminal cases in 2025. Amongst the most concerning offenses are assault, housebreaking, domestic violence, rape, and stock theft. Each of these crimes affect families, livelihoods, and the peace of our communities. In 2025 alone, 345 cases of domestic violence and 220 cases of rape were reported. These are not just statistics, they represent mothers, daughters, sisters, and brothers whose lives have been disrupted. It is a call to action for all of us to stand together against violence in our homes and our communities. Our police stations continue to carry heavy burdens. Facilities such as Enana, Okongo, Ohangwena, and Oshikango are housing far more inmates than the current cell capacities. For example, Oshikango Police Cell holds 187 inmates in a facility built for 70. This overcrowding strains resources and affects the dignity of those in custody, reminding us of the urgent need for improved infrastructure. Despite these challenges, the region has made progress with several capital projects that were undertaken to strengthen policing capacity. The following border posts, Omboloka, Epinga, Omalapapa, and Olupale, were fenced off, enhancing security along the Namibia-Angola porous borders. The police posts at Onaimbungu, Ondobe, and Epembe were equipped with septic tanks and had their charge officers upgraded. On civil registration, the region registered 8,635 births, assisted 1,540 clients through the targeted SAN outreach program, and exempted 292 SAN community members from duplicate document fees. A total of 8,663 ID applications were processed, with 8,580 IDs issued and collected. The school mobile registration program was implemented in 10 schools while service accessibility was enhanced by expanding the Ohangwena network and ID infrastructure, complemented by police engagement activities at the Helao Nafidi Trade Fair. Additionally, 4,777 national identity documents remain uncollected, prompting ongoing public awareness efforts to encourage citizens to collect their IDs promptly. Honorable Chairperson, honorable members, moving on to war veterans programs and affairs, the government of the Republic of Namibia through the Ministry of Defense and Veterans Affairs demonstrated unwavering dedication to honoring and supporting the men and women who sacrificed for the liberation struggle. A total of 147 lump sum payments were disbursed to qualified veterans, amounting to 7.35 million Namibian dollars. These payments reached veterans across categories, with 113 beneficiaries receiving 2.2 thousand Namibian dollars, 51 receiving 4,000 Namibian dollars, and 43 receiving 3,000 Namibian dollars respectively. This continued financial support reflects the government's long-standing commitment to improving the welfare of veterans, with thousands having benefited since 2012. In addition, 391 individual veterans' payments were processed to the value of 66.5 million Namibian dollars. These payments provide direct relief, ensuring that veterans live with dignity and recognition for their sacrifices. The government also ensured that veterans are honored in death as in life. Through the Funeral Assistance Program, 88 deceased veterans were granted dignified burials, with support amounting to 880,000 Namibian dollars. The program underscores the nation's respect and gratitude for its heroes. Beyond financial assistance, the government invested in infrastructure to strengthen service delivery. The construction of the Veterans Office Regional Office in Enana commenced in 29 April 2025 and is progressing well. By the end of the 25-26 financial year, 5.8 million Namibian dollars had already been spent, with the project's total cost estimated at 9.4 million Namibian dollars. The office is expected to be completed by September 2026 and serve as a lasting symbol of Namibia's commitment to its veterans. Honorable Chairperson, honorable members, on disability inclusion programs. Through the home visits and case management program, the disability program reached over 273 individuals across the region. The student funds program supported 28 students, 14 continuing their studies, and 14 new entrants. Amongst them, 2 are pursuing education beyond Namibia's borders, proving that disability does not limit ambition when opportunity is provided. Through individual support, 254 individuals received essential items such as milk, nappies, diapers, portable toilets, and showers. These may seem as small interventions, but for the families who received them, they are life-changing. In grants monitoring and referral, we referred over 120 persons for disability grants. Sadly, only 23 were successful. In the economy, persons with disabilities struggle to access financial support to start businesses. In housing, they lack land and shelter. In sport, para-athletes lack facilities and recognition. And across both public and private spaces, accessibility remains a daily barrier. Honorable Chairperson, honorable members, on gender equality, poverty eradication, and social welfare, the grant system has reached far and wide. 504 children received foster grants. The maintenance grant has provided stability to 10,129 young lives, ensuring that their basic needs are met. The special maintenance grant has extended care to 1,388 children with unique circumstances, while the vulnerable grant caters for 33,510 children, protecting them from the harsh realities of poverty and neglect. Together, these grants touch the lives of 45,531 children, a testament to our collective commitment to safeguarding the future generation. Equally, the support is extended to elders and those living with disabilities. The Old Age and Disability Grant System currently sustains 28,658 beneficiaries. These grants honor the contributions of our senior citizens and ensure that those with disabilities live with dignity and care. In total, more than 74,000 lives are being touched by these grants in the Ohangwena region. A total of 518 educarers from 12 constituencies who provides early childhood development programs are remunerated at a total cost of 11 million. On gender-based violence and other social-related cases, the cases on gender-based violence and social issues are on the increase. The division is responsible for advocacy and the provision of psychosocial support for under 18 only. There is an urgent call for stakeholder coordination in fighting gender-based violence across the 12 constituencies of the region. Honorable Chairperson, honorable members, on energy infrastructure, in collaboration with the Ministry of Mines and Energy, NORAD successfully completed electrification projects that brought immediate impact. At Okongo, Shack Dweller, 87 households were connected to electricity. This project created 28 jobs and invested 2.6 million. The project reached 100% completion, ensuring reliable energy access for families and businesses. Building on the success of 2025, NORAD advanced new projects and operational improvements. In Enana's Ukango area, designs for 300 new connections were completed, with a project value of 11 million now pending tendering. The electricity infrastructure and energy security. The Northern Regional Electricity Distributor continued to strengthen electricity infrastructure across the Ohangwena region through targeted investments aimed at improving network capacity, reliability, and service delivery. Key interventions included the upgrading of bulk electricity stations in Ngela, Oshikango, and Helao Nafidi, resulting in increased transformer capacity to meet growing demand from households, businesses, and public institutions. To further improve network reliability, NORAD installed reclosures in Edunja and Oshikunde. These modern protection systems help reduce the duration and impact of power outages by automatically isolating faults and restoring electricity supply. Additionally, investments were made through the installation of combi units in towns such as Enana, Okongo, Omafo, and Ondombe. Overall, NORAD invested a total of $1.7 million in operational projects across the Ohangwena region during the reporting period. In addition, NORAD funded streetlight electricity consumption amounting to 712,000 Namibian dollars, ensuring that street lights and public spaces remain illuminated. On human capital development, 3 students were attached to the Ohangwena Regional Council office under a 6-month internship program support with 27,300 Namibian dollars. Honorable Chairperson, honorable members, the following schools were electrified by the Ministry of Industries, Mines and Energy through NamPower to the tune of 42.7 million Namibian dollars. Lot 1 was electrified at the cost of 9.5 million, consisting of the following schools: Mateus Nakatumbe, Okongo Project, Ndahambelela Primary School, and Nifikwa Ndailikana Primary School. Moving on to Lot 2 was electrified at the cost of 9.9 million, consisting of the following schools: Ohamalila Primary School, Okalimba Nombwa Primary School, Efuta Primary School, Petrus Neshuku Primary School, and O Ngaifilenge Primary School. In terms of Lot 3, was electrified at the cost of 8.7 million, which included Eshakeno Primary School, Oipyaiwa Primary School, Veikone Kundi Primary School, and Shakela Shimbwa Primary School. Lot 4 was electrified at a cost of 6.2 million to the following schools: Festus Ikanda Primary School, Ohangwena Primary School, and Haindongo Primary School. Moving on to Lot 5, which was electrified at a cost of 6.2 million with the following schools: Shifidi Primary School, Ohamala Primary School, and Nafidi Primary School. Lot 6 was electrified at a cost of 2.2 million at Nakapandi Primary School. Let us give the electricity sector a round of applause. Honorable Chairperson, honorable members, on road infrastructure development, the road networks in the Ohangwena region comprises of about 1,373.22 kilometers, of which 384 kilometers is bitumen road, 429 kilometers is gravel road, and 390.80 kilometers is earth track, and 161 kilometers is proclaimed. In terms of the roads that have been constructed, the road development projects, the following is reported. Firstly is the Omdaungilo Omboloka, which consists of a total of 90 kilometers. The design for this road was completed in June 2024. Although construction has been delayed, the Roads Authority is actively working on the bidding process. Secondly, Omkukutu Omboloka Road, the construction is nearly at 70% completed. The progress is a sign of hope to residents who rely on this route for daily travel. Thirdly, Oshuli Omlondo Road. This project is a shining success story. Completed in early 2026, the road is now open for traffic, bringing immediate relief and improved access to communities along the way. And I must note that this road was officially commissioned by Honorable Veikone Kundi just earlier this year, the Minister of Works and Transport. The next road is the Opili Onkumbula Road, which is 40 kilometers in total. Preparations are currently ongoing with consultancy services under evaluation. This step ensures that the road will be built to high standards once construction begins. The above roads construction projects were jointly funded by the government and KfW. Access roads to schools and clinics. Children walking to schools in Okambubu, Okanaimbula, and Omishe, as well as patients visiting Omuhongo Clinic, will soon benefit from safer, more reliable roads. Designs are completed, consultants have been appointed, and the ministry is finalizing the contractor procurement. If we move on to the Oshake Okankolo, which is a low-volume seal road, the construction started in December 2025 with a groundbreaking, marking the beginning of a transformation that will provide a stronger, more reliable duration road surface for the community. And I must say that this road is actually starting from Okankolo. So in case Ohangwena residents say, but why nothing is happening at Oshake? It's actually starting from Okankolo, and then the contractor will come through from Oshake and meet the road halfway. In terms of road maintenance activities in the region, the Ohangwena region has been allocated 25 million to ensure that the roads remain safe and reliable. The budget covers the upkeep of 384 kilometers of paved roads and an even larger road network of 820 kilometers of unpaved roads. One of the key projects underway is the Onuno Enana Road rehabilitation. In December 2025, Roads Authority began the second phase on the stretch between Ondobe and Enana. Funded by the Roads Fund Administration, this project demonstrates the government's commitment to ensuring that existing infrastructure continues to serve the people effectively. The Ohangwena region's top 10 priority roads, as outlined in the 5-year Ohangwena Regional Roads Master Plan, 10 priority roads have been identified for upgrading to improve the regional connectivity and support socio-economic development. Of these, a total of 265 kilometers are planned for upgrading to bitumen standard at an estimated cost of 985 million, while 380 kilometers will be upgraded to gravel standard at an estimated cost of 380 million. Together, these projects represent a total planned investment of approximately 1.4 billion, reflecting the government's commitment to developing a safe, reliable, and accessible road network across the region. Moving on to Namibian statistics, Namibia's recent statistical milestones tell a powerful story of progress towards inclusive development. The Household Income and Expenditure Survey continued to anchor our understanding of poverty, inequality, and household livelihoods, while the financial inclusion data collection shed light on how citizens access and use financial services, guiding policies that expand opportunity. Equally significant, the Population and Housing Census 2023 PHC dissemination provided vital socio-economic insights, with the Ohangwena region hosting its dissemination in September 2025. This census data is indispensable for development planning, helping government and partners design interventions in housing, education, and employment to truly reflect the realities of Namibian communities. Ladies and gentlemen, through, finally, the National Strategy for the Development of Statistics workshop and IT assessment in 2025 reinforced the commitment to building a robust statistical system. Together, these initiatives strengthen Namibia's evidence base, ensuring that socio-economic planning is not only visionary, but firmly grounded on reliable data. And I must say that with the launch of the Ohangwena Regional Council Strategic Plan, that plan has been developed firmly based on the data that has been collected in the 2023 census. So we are talking about tangible, realistic, and achievable initiatives that are informed by baseline data that will assist us in developing the region. Moving on to economic development from vision to reality, progress delivered and our vision from 2030 under the Regional Investment Action Plan, which is geared from 2026 to 2030. Honorable chairpersons, honorable members, when last I spoke of our region, we spoke of potential that was held back by the absence of prepared and financed projects. Today, I report not on promises, but on progress. We have built the foundation on which lasting investment must stand. At the close of 2025, we completed the Ohangwena Regional Investor Map, which is a comprehensive body of market intelligence that profiles the investable opportunities, assets, and infrastructure across every priority sector of our region. And we have allocated or identified 5 key priority sectors, being agriculture, manufacturing, tourism, hospitality, health, and the creative industry. From the map, we drew our investment action plan for 2026 to 2030, which has now been adopted by the Ohangwena Regional Council. We have constituted the Regional Investment Committee, which I chair as the governor, with 5 sector committees. We have brought the 8 relevant line ministries, which are all aligned to the 5 sectors that I have mentioned, to the table as partners rather than bottlenecks, and we have appointed the Development Bank of Namibia as the lead arranger, supported by an independent transactional advisor so that our promoters no longer face the lenders alone. This coming August, we will formally launch both the investor map and the action plan, with immediately upon the launch, we will open up the expression of interest process through which qualified investors, whether locally, regionally, or internationally, will be invited to partner with us as a region in bringing these opportunities to life. And we have projects that are no longer concepts, but investments moving towards the ground. The Helao Nafidi Private Hospital is a 60-bed specialized facility for oncology, dialysis, and specialist care. It is fully planned, governed, and sited at an investment of 150 million Namibian dollars, and more than 65 jobs will be created. The Oshikango Textile Production Facility, fully funded and with demand already secured, will substitute for over $1 billion in annual imports and create more than 3,200 jobs. And the Helao Nafidi SME Market and Commerce Center, privately funded and council approved by the Helao Nafidi Town Council, will create more than 2,000 jobs. Together, these carry commitments above $2,030 million and more than 5,300 jobs. Looking ahead, in terms of our vision, Honorable Chairperson, Honorable Members, we do not stop here. Our horizon is the year 2030, and by then we intend to have achieved the following: more than 700 million Namibian dollars mobilized in investment for the Ohangwena region, more than 7,000 direct jobs for the Ohangwena region, at least 4 in every 10 of them for our young people, more than 300 hospital beds added through the private hospital, and this work carried out as a regional flagship project so that no community is left behind. Our ambition is a flagship project in every one of our 5 sectors. Beyond those already moving, we are preparing projects in the areas of tourism. I've spoken of the tourism or Congo Conservancy and hospitality, in agriculture and the creative industries. We are pursuing this from a position of advantage on the Angolan border and the Walvis Bay to Lubango corridor at the gateway to SADC and the African Continental Free Trade Area. This is our vision, a region that prepares its own projects, finances them through partnerships rather than dependence, and delivers them on a timeline our people may hold to us. It is a region owned by Namibians and working together for Namibians. Together we will transform potential into prosperity, resources into revenue, and vision into reality. As I conclude this State of the Region address, I wish to express my sincere gratitude to each and every one of you for your presence, your continued support, and your unwavering commitment to the development of the Ohangwena region. Today, I have shared with you the progress we have made across various sectors, the challenges we continue to face, and the opportunities that lie ahead for us. While we have every reason to celebrate the milestones achieved, we must also recognize that much work still lies ahead for us. The development of our region cannot be achieved by government alone. It requires a shared commitment from all of us. Government institutions, traditional authorities, local authorities, the private sector, development partners, civil society, faith-based organizations, and every citizen. Together, we must continue to build strong partnerships that will accelerate service delivery, stimulate economic growth, create opportunities for employment, and improve the quality of life for our people. I therefore call upon all of us to remain united in purpose. Let us set aside our differences and work together in the spirit of patriotism, accountability, and shared responsibility. The challenges before us are significant, but they are not insurmountable. And when we work together with determination, innovation, and commitment, we can achieve all. Allow me to extend my sincere appreciation on behalf of the Ohangwena region to all ministries, offices, and agencies, the Ohangwena Regional Council, our regional councillors, traditional authorities, local authority councillors, our development partners, members of the security cluster, community leaders, and all public servants whose dedication and hard work have contributed to the progress highlighted in this report. This is our report. This is your report. This is the report that we have collectively put together, the energies and the vision and the ability that we have managed to harness over the past year. I also wish to thank the people of Ohangwena region for their resilience, cooperation, and confidence in the government. Your determination and unwavering spirit continues to inspire us to serve with greater dedication and purpose. Let us seize every opportunity to build a region where no one is left behind and where every citizen has the opportunity to prosper. Together, we can transform challenges into opportunities, aspirations into achievements, and our shared vision into reality. With unity, hard work, and God's guidance, I am confident that the future of the Ohangwena region is bright. I leave you with a quote by Theodore Roosevelt, the former president of the United States of America, which is titled, "The Man in the Arena." And I quote, "It is not the critic who counts, not the man who points out how the strong man stumbles, or where the doer of deeds could have done them better. The credit belongs to the man who is actually in the arena, whose face is marred by dust and sweat and blood, who strives valiantly, who errs, who comes short again and again, who thinks that they are not worthy, because there is no effort without error and shortcoming, but who does actually strive to do the deeds, who knows great enthusiasms, great devotions, who spends himself in a worthy cause, who at the best knows in the end the triumph of high achievement, and who, at the worst, if he fails, at least fails daringly, greatly, so that his place shall never be with those cold and timid souls who never knew victory nor defeat, unquote. May God bless the Ohangwena region. May God bless the Republic of Namibia. I thank you.
That was the Ohangwena Governor, Honorable Kadiva Hamutumwa, delivering her state of the region, SORA 2026. I'm still here with Dr. Shikulo from NAST. Doctor, SORA 2026 has been delivered. What to make out of it?
Quite informative and comprehensive. The Honorable Governor has done justice to the address. That's an aspect of accountability. She has provided statistics of what has happened in the region, of course, progress of implemented projects, challenges, but not only challenges, but also highlighting the potential of these challenges and how we can move on. And of course, the way forward, that's the vision. It's quite impressive. I like the energy behind this collective, report, and especially with the theme now, moving from good to great. That promises us really a good number of things. The report cuts across quite a number of things, and of course, there are still hanging fruits where we can actually invest our energy, and we can also learn from what we have done to actually move forward.
So it meets all your expectations?
I must say my expectations are met. Because, I mean, if you look at the youth-led projects, and of course, statistics and the realities in education, I mean, not only that we have a population, but of course, if you look at more than 40% school-going children, and that's out of our population of 330,000 plus residents, agricultural projects, and of course, water supply, borehole. I mean, to me, that's commendable and it's development moving in the right direction. GBV, gender-based violence, and of course, eventually talking about correctional facilities and those kind of things. Of course, I don't really like the idea of maybe expanding the correctional facilities, because I mean that means you are tolerating, you are accommodating, these ills. We need to find a way to end that one, and perhaps turn those facilities into some productive kind of a thing.
She's saying we have more inmates than the facilities were built for. Like in Oshikango, whereby we have more than 180 in the facility which was built for only 70 inmates. Exactly,
and that's unfortunate, because I mean, I always say, let us not only treat symptoms, but root cause are very important. That's where we need to tackle. Having these guys behind the walls, we are putting in a lot of money, investment, and we are getting nothing. And we still accommodate them by way of, building. So we need to put an end to that. And of course, TVET education is also one of the areas, that she touched on. These are some of the promising areas of development that, of course, we can explore. Yeah.
In terms of education, she mentioned that more infrastructures like classrooms are to be constructed, and the government has spent almost 8 million in constructing classrooms at rural schools. Is this a step in good direction in terms of alleviating and making learners learning and teaching environment better for students?
Education is an investment where we will never go wrong. For us to be empowered, for us to be transformed, to think differently while embracing and acknowledging, realities, it is through education. When you are talking about unemployment, maybe we talk about it having so many graduates, running around the streets, without employment and those kind of things. But it's again education that we must use to transform the thinking, so that perhaps we can start either from ground zero or find innovative, ways to accommodate everyone. But of course, education really, building classes for a population of 130-something learners, it is justifiable. And we need to do more to ensure that, of course, people don't walk long distance. By extension, of course, we can also talk about health. Yeah, the region is doing its level best, but looking at the population and still sections of the population that still rely on mobile clinics.
Whereby we have more than 337,000 people who are only relying on 3 district hospitals. Is there a gap?
That is unfortunate, but of course there are steps in the right direction. Like I said, it might not be ideal as we would want it to be, because especially, you know, when you're talking about mobile clinics, the farmers, maybe due to scarcity of water or long distances to water points, they strategize to not give water to their animals for a day or two, and then, of course, you only avail the facility of water to your animals, let's say, in a day or two. Now, that is happening with human beings, because, I mean, when you have these mobile clinics, you know, being taken to communities, let's say once in a month or maybe twice in a month, now people have to plan for their sickness. And remember, these sickness don't make appointments, as I always, you know, say. It is in a situation that is not ideal. We have to find ways to have qualified medical personnel and doctors to these remote areas, just like what you've done in education. These incentives of bush allowance. We must understand our realities. And with that, sometimes we have to forget about your sophisticated machines in towns and just go offer the needed, you know, service medically in the remote areas. That's the approach.
She also spoke about facilities which are lagging in hospitals like Okongo, whereby we don't really have an operating theater. Is this have an impact in terms of delivering quality health services to our people?
The impact is obvious. Remember, the population says a lot. Where there are so many people, then you need services. And I think time has come really to equip and empower some of these hospitals so that they can be at the level where people don't have to be transferred from Okongo to Oshakati or whatsoever. We from the government, you know, side, perhaps an investment should go in there, because the motivation is the population. And with these long distances, we, after I think now 36 years, we can do better.
She also called for a need of intermediate hospital in the region. Remember, we only have at least 3 district hospitals. And do you think once one of the hospitals happen to be declared as an intermediate hospital, it will alleviate the patients being sent while sick at Oshakati or long distances?
That's obvious. As I said before, we would not want to have a situation where patients are transferred from Okongo to Enana or to Engela or to Oshakati. That really should be minimal. The majority of medical cases, people that are sick and all that, should be addressed, should be treated locally in their own locality there in Okongo. That's an ideal situation, and I'm sure the government is working towards that.
On rural sanitations, the governor spoke also more at length on rural sanitation, the construction of more than 783 toilets in the rural communities. Is this a good step?
Understanding our realities, and we must be honest, it's good. That's a step in the right direction. Development, you know, can be defined from different corners. It depends on where you are, where you sit. If I go elsewhere and I'm talking about, I'm happy that, of course, we have constructed or we are building this number of latrines in the 21st century. People might start laughing at you. But if we are moving from the bush to a brick, you know, something, or to a more structured system of actually resolving our issues, then that is progress. However, we must not be blind to the realities that, of course, latrine, it's something that we really shouldn't promote. But for now, it is a solution. Let us also, in the long, you know, run, then also promote, you know, more toilets with potable water. But of course, we need water for that to be a case, you know, to have flushing, you know, toilets and those kind of things. But that's the ideal, you know, situation. And of course, all of us, you know, should move in that direction with aquifer, of course, should be a solution to most of this. Like earlier, I talked about, as water gets distributed to different communities, then of course, people should also be able to get water to their houses.
They should be able to also to get flushing toilets.
Exactly.
Thank you very much, Doctor, on that. Maybe we should talk more about urban development and housing. In his speech, he spoke about NHE having been given out more than 4.2 million in terms of housing. Is this a good step in terms of alleviating housing backlog in the region?
Anything towards an ideal situation is always commendable. The question is whether it's enough. But of course, we must appreciate within the available resources. The budget allocation, whether it's through regional councils or the entities such as NHE to provide services in terms of housing in urban areas, is good. But the fact that I understand the realities in the villages, and I wouldn't really want to see everyone going to towns. I also want to see the same treatment when it comes to villages. Of course, it's complex because banking system, investing, their money in the village and those kind of things, they can have another discussion. But I would really want to see a situation, which I call it ideal, when you have got, let's say, $1 million allocated to housing. We must not only concentrate in towns, but of course, everyone must benefit from that piece of cake, even at the village level. Yeah, but like you said, of course, any progress is commendable, and that is good. Whether it's enough, not enough, because we still need housing. Towns, our biggest town here is Enana. And looking at a lot of activities that talk to development with universities, opening up, and of course, accommodation, we will be challenged, when it comes to housing. And surely we need to re-strategize so that we meet the demand in the near future.
So you're saying housing should not be left alone to urban, but rural as well?
Exactly. Because, people should be comfortable to live in a house which is 10 kilometers out of town, as long as all the services are there. So if you can have the same service in a house that is, in the periphery, maybe of the town, why then should you not invest there? So that's the whole idea. Have a proper house in the village and also in town. Then we can also alleviate, we can also decongest the town. Yeah.
Maybe just to move on through the speech again, she spoke about cases, criminal activities on the increase in the region at a very alarming rate, whereby 6,414 cases been reported just in 2025 or under the reporting year. Doctor, what are your thoughts on this?
Yeah, those are statistics and the realities on the ground. The question is, what are we going to do as a country? Address the root causes. This one I will keep repeating. Address the root causes. From home, because this is where the criminals, were born, and they grow up there. But somehow, the owners of, the houses now are shifting the blame either to the police or to this and that. But we might be missing a point. It's education, And root causes, because when you talk about criminal cases and reports, it's not just about, theft. It's not just about people perhaps, resorting to violence because of substance. It's not just about, abuse in the houses. When you're talking about abuse, it has got two sides. There's the hard evidence or physical evidence that somebody is beaten or somebody is beating somebody. But then there's the other aspect of causes, that is a soft one. What actually forces a person to beat the other one? If you cannot win talking about, hard or physical evidence, then perhaps we must talk about the soft one. We might end up, winning, this battle of the prevention. Yeah.
Doctor, I have to thank you so much for those analyses and for your time of being here. We come to an end of our SORA 2026, and we would like to thank you so much for watching and being with us through all this program. Thank you.